राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः कलये सुन्दराकारं सदैकप्रियदर्शनम् अज्ञाननाशकं देवं सद्गुरुं मुरलीधरम् मुरलीमण्डितकरकमलं मुनिजनमोहनं व्यत्यस्तपादं वनमालाधारिणं प्रेमभक्तमण्डलनित्यकीर्तितं श्रीप्रेमिकवरदम् आश्रयेऽहम् कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनम् प्रणामो दुःखशमनः तं नमामि हरिं परम् श्रीहरये नमः श्रीहरये नमः श्रीहरये नमः गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्दा गोविन्दा सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
By the immense grace of our Guruji, I am blessed to present my first Harikatha today. In our Sanatana Dharma, Puranas play an important role. They teach basic truths in a manner that appeals to the heart. As we all know, Gajendra Moksham is one such story from the 8th skanda of our own Bhagavata Purana. It is a touching tale of bhakti, prayer, and surrender or sharanagati, and it has a special significance for us. The story starts with a great king named Indradyumna. He was a kind, courageous, and selfless man. He was a disciple of sage Agastya and a sincere devotee of Lord Vishnu. One day, King Indradyumna was performing a puja when his guru, sage Agastya, decided to pay him a visit. What should one do when he sees his guru? He should drop everything and run to the guru to seek his blessing, shouldn't he? But King Indradyumna did not acknowledge Agastya's presence and continued his puja. He took great pride in all of the offerings awaiting Bhagavan and wanted to impress his guru, whose puja routines were very simple compared to his. If the king had one failing, it was his enormous pride. He was lacking in humility or vinaya. Guruji beautifully speaks of the 8-petaled flower with which one worships God. Ashtadala Pukunde Seididuvam Pooje Shishtagalina Ishtapadi Ashtadala Pukunde Seididuvam Pooje Shishtagalina Ishtapadi Kshama Satyam Daya Shanti Bhakti forgiveness, truth, compassion, peace, devotion, detachment, love, and knowledge. These are the qualities that a bhakta should possess. And the single quality to unlocking these qualities is Vinaya. Bhagavan will surely bestow us with these qualities if we humbly submit to him. Sri Adi Shankara starts his Shatpadi Stotram with the following verse, Avinayam Apanaya Vishnu. Here, Avinayam refers to pride, and Adi Shankara asks Bhagavan to remove any pride in him. The reason being that Bhagavan protects those devotees who have no trace of pride in them and are very humble. Once, Kanchi Mahapariyava was talking with his closest devotees and mentioned that a sannyasi should have no desire. Yet I have a desire, he said. When asked what it was, the great saint replied, the whole world should not know that a sannyasi like me has ever existed. Such humble thoughts in a great soul. But it is this Vinaya that makes Periyava Mahatma. Our own Guruji says, the great secret is that Bhagavan is closest to us when we are most humble, and he moves further away when we lack humility. So, when Sage Agastya realized that King Indradyumna had enormous pride, a quality befitting an elephant and not a human being, he cursed Indradyumna to be an elephant in his next birth. When King Indradyumna realized what had happened and begged for forgiveness, Agastya relented and said that he would be relieved from the curse by Lord Vishnu himself. In the Guru Padaka Stotram, Adi Shankara says, Kamadi Sarpa Vrajagarudabhyam Viveka Vairagya Nidhi Pravdabhyam Poda Pradabhyam Drita Mokshadabhyam Namo Nama Shri Guru Padukabhyam. A guru watches over his disciple, corrects him, and guides him, all because he loves and cares unconditionally. That is why Sage Agastya did what he did, not out of anger, but out of love. So, King Indradyumna was born as a powerful elephant and roamed the Trikut mountains. He was called Gajendra, the lord of the elephants, and he was indeed the lord of the entire jungle. One hot day, when Gajendra and his herd were thirsty, they came upon a lake, and as elephants do, started playing in the water. This disturbed the crocodiles, and the crocodile head named Makara swam up to Gajendra and caught his foot. Makara had been a Gandharva named Huhu in his previous birth, and Huhu, for the sake of fun, had caught sage Devala's leg while the sage was performing a puja in the river. Devala had cursed Huhu to be a crocodile in his next birth, but also promised him that he would be relieved from his curse when Lord Vishnu's chakra touched him. So now, Makara, with the memory of his previous birth, knew that he could only be relieved from his sufferings by catching the feet of a Bhagavata of Lord Vishnu. And can there be a greater devotee than our own Gajendra? Gajendra, with his foot caught in the crocodile's mouth, was in deep distress. The other elephants tried to pull him out, but in vain. Days passed into months and years, and the struggle went on. The fierce tug of war lasted for 1,000 years. It left Gajendra exhausted in body and spirit, and he was losing hope. As death was staring him in the face, Gajendra's thoughts turned to God, and he composed a beautiful prayer, a prayer about the Supreme Being. How could an elephant pray this way? Tatra tam buddhi samyogam labate paurvadehikam yatate chatato bhuyah samsiddhau kuru nandana. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that the wisdom people have acquired in their past births will be reawakened in them, and they will strive even harder for self-realization. They will be drawn towards God, even against their will, because of what they have done in their past. All of King Indradyumna's good work was reawakened in Gajendra. So, for us, this means that whatever we do in this birth will never go in vain. Gajendra fought, resisted, and despaired for a long time. But When his thoughts turned to Bhagavan, he began to accept his situation, and that in turn led to surrender. Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Yataye Tachitatmakam Purushaya Adibijaya Pareshaya Vidimahi Yasmin Nidam Yadaschedam Yenedam Yaidam Swayam Yosmat Parasmat Paraha Tam Prapatye Swayambhuvam. In this stuti, Gajendra invokes the nameless and formless Supreme Being, who is neither a deva, asura, man, woman, or animal, and he seeks liberation from the veil of ignorance. Hearing this devotee's call and prayer, Hari himself appears on Garuda with the discus in hand. When Gajendra sees Bhagavan, he plucks the lotus flower and offers it to him, saying, Narayana, Bhagavan, I bow down to you. Along with the lotus flower, Gajendra offers his mind, body, and words to Bhagavan. Tamare malare, tamare malare, tamare malare, tamare malare, amara avanaye ninayite avanaye besi avanaye paadi avan kagave vaarnde avan kaatchike gidum ennile ureithe avan kaatchike gidum ennile ureithe adive Guruji brings out the Mahima of the lotus flower and asks the lotus flower to communicate his longing for Bhagavan and asks Bhagavan to shower him with his grace. So, when a devotee calls out and offers a lotus flower out of pure devotion, can Bhagavan resist? Bhagavan, delighted, killed the crocodile and dragged Gajendra out of the water, who was liberated to the Gandharva world. And finally, Gajendra also attains moksha, when he lets go of all of his pride and doubt and completely surrenders himself to Hari. The story of Gajendra is our own story of life on this earth. It has a special symbolic value for us. Gajendra is the man, the crocodile is our sin, his sin, which firmly have us in its clutches, and the muddy waters of the lake is samsara, the materialistic world that we live in. Aho bhagyam narajanma tatra vidurabam haribhakti. Aho bhagyam narajanma. In the song, Guruji says that we are very fortunate to have this human birth, or Nara Janma, but even in that, devotion to Hari is rare. But why are we so fortunate? In our Dharma, the soul is said to traverse millions of life forms before it attains a human birth. So, we are indeed lucky to be here as human beings. But we are stuck here out of ignorance, forgetting what we are here for. We forget that we have a purpose, to cross this ocean of samsara and attain the lotus feet of Bhagavan. How then do we do this? Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate na sa papena padmapatram ivambasa. Those who dedicate all their actions to God, abandoning all attachment, remain untouched by sin, just as the lotus leaf is untouched by the water. Yet again, the lotus flower has something to teach us. The lotus leaf, born amidst dirt, rises above the water and blossoms toward the sun. It owes its birth and growth to the water, yet it does not allow itself to be wetted. Similarly, we should live in this world and perform our duties, but we should not get caught up in the worldly vices and always seek and surrender to Bhagavan. Then His compassion will shine on us. Unmayum tavamum uyarorgamum Unmayum tavamum uyarorgamum Uncharanadil tidamana bhaktiyum Jnanamum viratiyum varumagi Bhagavan in this Kali Yuga. But there is another way, and that is Sharanagati, where we completely surrender to Bhagavan. It is like saying, Bhagavan, I do not know dhyana or karma, bhakti or jnana. I do not know what is right or what is wrong. I do not know the path to undertake. I leave everything to you. You give me what you think is right. No expectations, no conditions, and total acceptance toward whatever Bhagavan gives us. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam kuru nandana aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. After explaining all the paths in the Gita, Krishna finally tells Arjuna to give up all dharmas and surrender to him. There's a story about the glory of this Sharanagati. Among the devotees of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, there was a man named Girish Chandra Ghosh. He was very attached to Ramakrishna, but was a lazy, indisciplined drunkard. He had faced many personal challenges in his life, which had deeply affected him, and so he had no faith in God. Ghosh saw many people taking upadesha or advice from Ramakrishna. So once, Ghosh asked Ramakrishna for upadesha. Ramakrishna was aware of Ghosh's nature, but anyway told him to do dhyana on Bhagavan once in the morning and once in the evening. When Ghosh did not welcome this idea, Ramakrishna told him to simply think about Bhagavan for 1 minute before he sat down to eat and 1 minute before he went to bed. Ghosh refused to do even this. Ever patient, Ramakrishna had one more request to Ghosh. He said, "Leave everything to me. I will take care of everything." Ghosh was only too happy and agreed. He thought, what could be easier? I need not think of God. I shall continue to live as I please. He will do everything for me, and I will reap the benefits. But this was not to be. What was the condition of Ghosh after this? His thoughts were constantly consumed by his guru. When he tried to indulge in his vices, his guru's face seemed to mock him. He soon gave up all of his vices. His guru's compassion always haunted him. When faced with challenges, he remained unperturbed. He felt that his guru was guiding his life, and that everything was happening for a reason, and for his transformation was a marked changed man. Gajendra's own Sharanagati to Bhagavan led to his moksha immediately. That is the immense power of Sharanagati. So, let us surrender by our tongues, chanting the sweet Nama of Bhagavan. To end on a sweet note, we all love paisam. Milk, sugar, ghee, what's not to like? But too much of a good thing can make you sick. The pleasant taste quickly turns unpleasant when we have too much payasam. Sri Purandaradasa came up with a recipe for a payasam that requires no ingredients from the pantry. Best of all, you will never tire of this payasam. In fact, the more you drink it, the more you relish it. Rama, Krishna, and Vittala's sweet names, simplicity, detachment, and bhakti are all that you need to enjoy this delicious payasam. Rama Nama Payasake Krishna Nama Sakare Rama Nama Payasake Krishna Nama Sakare Vittala Nama Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Gopika Jeevana Smaranam Govinda Govinda. Sadgurunatha Maharaj Ki.
Fantastic.